We'll be seeing you every Friday here at that foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show.
Entrando por tus oídos hasta llegar al centro de tus emociones, ADR Networks está en este momento
activando tus sentidos.
ADR Networks presenta.
This is Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch.
And this is...
Hi guys!
What do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Foreign Show TFS on ADR Networks. I'm Isaac Rakesh.
I'm Celestine Angel, and we're here activating your senses.
Yes, sir.
So we are going to talk about the insider segment right now. It's we are about to share this DJ. His name is DJ Ski High. I don't know. Well, so we have gone to his event before, and he's seriously what the whole group of us think that.
So it's
like,
DJ Ski High.
Ski High, okay.
That's his Insta.
I mean, his Insta. If you guys can put it up, Ricardo, if you could put it up, is let me see the. Okay, it's DJ. So it's D and J and SKI and HI. So DJ Ski High. And like we all think that he's like the best DJ around. He's like every freaking song he plays is like bumping. We are totally like still on the dance floor. You know, like sometimes when you're in a club or something, like after a while you get a little bored or the vibe changes. But like with him, it's all the way good. We love his music, and it's like what we always go for, like Afrobeats, dance hall,
and in multiple genres. So
hip hop, reggae,
We're talking with Dante. Shout out to Dante, 5 Sessions.
Yeah.
We're talking to him, and we're talking about DJ Ski, and basically they get the same mind-blowing experience in different genres.
Yeah, like he said, he's good in every genre. I think he's from New York, and yeah, so like all you foreigners out there, if you're throwing a party, like he's the one to go to. Like seriously, you're going to have a great time. And I think his character is also like someone fun and good vibes, really cool, chill guy. Yeah, and like we are planning to do like a collaboration event.
Shout out to Dante, Fire Sessions.
Yes, with Fire Sessions, basically it's always Dante and him. Dante has been on our show before. He was one of the guests, and he's also a rapper, and he's also a DJ, and then we are going to do like a collaboration show with them.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, probably end of the month. We're still figuring out the details, and Isaac and I are going to do like freestyle. Like they'll play, and then like
it's a homage to kind of exactly that kind of style, you know.
Yeah,
and
gonna be fun. We will let you all know the details when we do.
Yeah, because we come from that kind of clubbing DNA, right? We come from the kind of where clubbing is not so orderly and clean, and like this camera going out of focus right now.
Yeah, what's happening? What is going on with the camera?
All right, I think I'm gonna have to unplug this thing and no wait, let me just see if I can.
Well, anyways, I'm going to continue talking
about
Isaac fixes this. Like we have for our guest today. Oh yes, you got it. Simmer, who is represent from Singapore. +65. Yeah, +65. So we're very excited to have our friend here. We can talk all things Singaporean.
Yes, he's backstage right now.
He's right now in Miami, so we are also going to talk about Miami and definitely Mexico. So when you guys are ready, could you let Simmer come in and also like show DJ Ski's Instagram like at the end, like because let's have Simmer in. He's already here. He's backstage. Yeah. So yeah, waiting on Simmer. Let me just message the guys on WhatsApp so they know. Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So I'll just go back with DJ Ski and this event that we are putting together. Really looking forward to it, and want to invite you guys to just check out his page over there.
DJ Ski? Hey, no, this is Simmer's page.
We got Simmer's.
So we have Simmer's
Instagram profile.
But we could let Simmer into.
It's like we DJing, you know, the video and the audio. We're DJing, right? This, what you just saw. There, Simmer's right there.
Yo, hey guys. Oh, hey, can you hear me okay? What's going on, man?
Welcome, brother.
Can you hear me loud and clear or no?
A little soft. We're gonna adjust
do some adjustments
on our side.
Okay, I hope it's clear.
Sure, let us know if you're too soft. And how about on our side? Can you hear us clearly?
I can hear you great. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I've connected on my phone because I was having some technical difficulties here. My computer, for some reason, it's not picking up the Wi-Fi signal. So,
yeah. Brother,
you would think Miami and United States, first world internet and all that, but not so much.
So right now you're in Miami, right?
I'm in Miami. How are you guys?
How is it? The weather is like Singapore?
Yeah, so Miami, they say that 6 months in the year, it's nice and cool. 6 months in the year, it's warm. So we're just about entering the 6 months of the year that it's warm. It's nice. I think it's comfortable still. Temperatures ranging from 24 to 28 degrees in the afternoons. And then at night.
You're talking Celsius, right?
Celsius, yeah.
Okay, that is pretty good, no? Like not too hot.
It's comfortable. No, I mean like where we're from, like
Yeah.
It's comfortable, right? That's
where we are from. 30 degrees all year.
Yeah. It's a bit less humid out here as well than where we are from generally. So right now it's still great. It's nice. How are you guys?
Yeah.
Great,
so good. Yeah, little hungover, but yeah.
We last night was a kind of a farewell party for a good friend.
Yeah, people coming in and out of Mexico.
So we're kind of hooking that up. But brother, we want to get into you, man. Tell the people a bit about this whole thing. Like I mean, you're having a Miami experience now. You spent some time here, and of course Singapore. How's it been? I mean, like is it like a massive change in the way you do things, the way you operate?
Yeah.
We're interested in that.
Yeah. Well, so it's been quite the journey. I think the last few years has been pretty interesting. Obviously, I like you guys. I grew up in Singapore, and then moved to Mexico City, right? Very different. That was very different. But I think my story is one that is quite interesting in itself. I mean, I'm from a family of immigrants, right? We did not even belong to Singapore.
So you were first generation or second generation?
I get confused about this first generation, second generation stuff. But my grandma and grandparents moved to Singapore in the 50s. Yeah. Okay. So, I think we're continuing that immigration, and we moved to Mexico. I moved to Mexico anyway. That was, from a so-called first world country to a developing country, right?
So-called, yeah, because we went from third world to first world, like in our parents' lifetime, right? Yeah. So-called, yeah.
Yeah, right. I think every country is so-called first world because you would find in every country there are
different levels, things happening. Yeah.
Exactly. So there's some aspects of even your first world nations that you would question. But anyway, that's a conversation for another time, I think.
Right.
But it's been good. It's been
Sorry?
sorry, I thought you were saying.
No, I was saying I'm trying to get the sound right here, bro. You keep talking.
Yeah, because you sound a little noisy.
Yeah,
So
Like,
it sounds like a
just want
robot
it-
because that's what I'm hearing. I'm trying to connect to my computer right now. Let's see whether
Yeah,
that works out.
Yeah, it might be.
But it's cool. We can
better
make
on
it work.
computer.
We can make it work.
So yeah,
But you know, one thing that hit us, I mean, about the kind of like over there, like do you find the lifestyle and work, the whole thing, like I mean, people always say Miami is a party place, you know, that's where people go to party and stuff. But I'm sure working there and be is a whole different thing. And how do you compare that? I mean, like how do you compare the kind of work leisure time in Miami versus Mexico?
That's a very good question. I think look, Miami, a lot of people describe it to this. You know, I can hear my feedback and I sound like a robot.
yeah.
Do I sound like a robot on your side too?
Yes. That's what I'm trying to figure out, but it's cool. Is it bothering you?
It sounds like okay. Let's do a rendition of Beastie Boys. Intergalactic planetary, intergalactic.
Oh, that one, right. Yeah.
Aprovechando.
But you're connecting to your computer right now, right?
I'm trying. Yeah, it says working.
Let me try something. Let me just.
You think it's? Wait, I don't think it's us. I think it's him. It's his side. On his side, the sound is like that because he's hearing it too, not just us. So. Okay. Production is asking you to leave and come back, and the sound might improve.
Okay.
Or you like go out of the stream and come back in again.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't we try that? Okay. So that was Simmer. All right, and.
So like let me tell you something about Simmer. Like his wife is Mexican, so we want to ask him like, so that does he find like Mexico his second home right now? Because I mean his wife's family, they are all here, so he has family here now. I don't know if Simmer heard that, but we are going to ask him. Yeah, and what's happening?
Okay, let's see what we got here.
I think we should shut the WhatsApp first.
All right. Okay, let's see.
Oh, Simmer.
How does it sound now?
It's a different now. Simmer has a different angle.
Let's try it. Can you hear me?
It's better.
Yeah, a little better.
A little better. Okay, let me try with my earphones and see what happens. How about now, guys?
Oh no, it's a whole bunch of feedback.
Yeah, you sounded like intergalactic.
I'm gonna try my computer again. I've got my second laptop here.
He's not us. He's sitting here.
Intergalactic planetary.
So
no, but yeah, let's just keep going. You know, like you can. Can you hear us, bro? You can hear us fine, right?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were asking while you
asking that question. Yeah.
Like because your wife is Mexican, do you feel that like Mexico is like your second home now because you have family here?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I spent 5 years in Mexico living full time.
Right.
My story is that as soon as I was in Mexico, within a month, I met my now wife.
Wow. Okay. Oh yeah, I think you told us like quite early in your journey here, you met your wife.
That's it. And within the first 3 months of arrival,
Okay.
I now in-laws my family.
I can imagine, bro. There must have been a whole, like a whole explosive thing as well, no? Like just a new country and new relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like your love journey was in Mexico, because so early in the game you found your other half.
The other half.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
And-
great, bro.
And look, those guys, they embrace it.
Again. Sorry, you're skipping.
I was just saying
right.
that they bring, okay, I'm going to try on my computer now.
Yes, please
Okay,
try.
yeah,
Okay,
try
try
that,
your
try
computer
that.
because right now we're really hard
And
to hear
honestly,
you.
I think let me see what we can do here. Well, if you're joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to fix the audio. And thank you for
Simmer
being
is trying
here.
to fix the audio.
Yeah.
I think we're good on our side because nobody's complaining about us, so I think it's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
We don't sound robotic to you, right?
Guys, I'm sorry.
oh, Simmer's back. Wait, how come we can't see him?
Mhm.
Maybe Simmer's still there. He just doesn't have his visual on or something. Oh, so like
Yes.
Simmer works as a commodity trader. Like initially, I just said trader. And no, ours is cool.
Right. Hey, brother. Okay.
There we are. Can you hear me better, guys?
Yes, much better. Much better.
What a relief. This is my second laptop. Well, here we are.
Yeah. There was a lag in the previous setup also. Like, yeah, this is much better.
Fantastic. Okay, excellent. Here we are.
Okay. So
You were
yeah,
saying.
like while you were gone again, I mentioned that you work as a commodity trader.
Yeah.
And and I didn't know, and I don't know what's the difference. I said trader in the beginning, then you told me make that commodity trader, then it will be right. So what, can you tell us a little bit?
Sure. So, well, a trader, today when you think about a trader, you probably think about a stock market trader or someone who works for, you guys would know, like Luna Securities or something like that. Is it okay that
It's a little problematic, but
we can hear you. We can still hear you. So, I mean, we can. Yeah. No worries.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. So yeah, no, I was saying that usually these days, if you think about a trader, you think about a stock trader, and maybe even a crypto trader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what we do, we are commodity traders. We are in particular agricultural commodity traders. So the company I work for, we do sugar, we do coffee. Yeah, and we do something called molasses.
So I mean, like that's very interesting. But for someone, I mean, just off the top of like it's pretty interesting because when you think of coffee and sugar, you think of it being around for a long time, and then you don't really think of
who's dealing with them.
Yeah, who's dealing with it, and so that's really interesting. I mean, I'm sure that kind of.
So the reason why you're stationed overseas is because you are there are branches of your company in these parts of the world, and but you're not doing sales, right? I mean, you already have the clients and you are handling them, correct?
Yeah, well, to answer your question, I work for a British company that has presence worldwide. So we are involved in trade across the world. So it could be, okay, for example, we buy sugar in Thailand and we sell into countries around Asia. Or we buy sugar in Central America.
Right.
And we sell into the United States.
So you are finding where it's better priced and then you're moving it, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, we are working a trade house and we offer a few different services to the supply chain. From A to B, basically. We have relationship with sugar producers, At the same time, we have relationship with the Coca-Colas of this world, the Pepsis of this
Right.
world, who are using sugar in order to make product. Right? We often, I'm so distracted by the audio.
Still, yeah, no. Okay, let me see what we can do. I tell you what. Should we?
You have already tried two computers and
we could try leaving the thing coming back in.
We leave. You think it's us?
I don't know. Let me just try this. Why don't I try unplugging this and see if it.
Okay,
let me try this.
Our sound. Maybe we are
Okay, and then I'm gonna have to bring this a bit closer. I think it just might work. Okay, say something, bro.
Can you hear me?
Okay, this is so much better. Yeah.
Oh, so we were causing the problem.
But now how does this? Do we sound the same to you, right?
You sound the same. You sound great.
Is okay, perfect. Let's
okay.
now,
yeah, we know why already.
We just using the
We're
okay,
back
right
guys.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, now we can hear your normal, clean voice. Yeah.
I sounded like the Beastie Boys guy for a minute.
Yeah, I was giving you a whole bunch of distortion and oh my god.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know what happened. I think yesterday we brought the mixer to jam, and after that, I don't know what happened. It sounded weird, but yeah. Anyway, we are good now. So let's continue to let's go back to how it's been with your wife, like here in Mexico, and then like when you moved to Miami. Was it? I mean, I know you guys have told us before, like you and Tia, like told us that Miami feels like Singapore. So did it feel like it wasn't much of a culture shock, right, when you're there?
Look, I think it really feels like Singapore because of the weather. So because of the weather, it's very humid, it's very hot, and because of that, the plants and the vegetation that grows around is very similar to what we have in Singapore.
Right.
So, and then coupled with that, Miami, the area that I live in, for example, or I work in, it's called Brickell. Brickell is your modern, new place with like apartment buildings, new commercial, buildings, and then they've got like a train system and things like that. And it's very cookie cutter. It very much looks like Singapore in that way. It's your standard modern buildings, your standard monorail or LRT or something you want to call it. And then coupled with your flora and fauna, and coupled with your weather, it sometimes it can really feel like Singapore.
Wait. So can you sleep at night without air conditioner and stuff?
Really AC, right?
No. For the most part, no. And actually, Miami is very interesting. Unlike Singapore, I mean, me and you probably grew up in environments where our house, like you'd use fans. There's no such thing over here. Over here, you enter somebody's apartment, it's freezing cold because everyone just turns on the air conditioning non-stop all day, every day. Not great for the environment.
Wow.
So, and I mean, how do you feel like in general, like being in Miami? Are you happy? Like, I mean, like in Mexico, like the third world, like I'm sure it's more convenient in Miami to do more things because it's first world. But like the culture, I mean, the thing I'm getting to is that like one of the main things about being Mexico is like a lot of people feel happy and they're always smiling, and that's what we noticed. So
oh yeah, no, you're right, you're absolutely right. Mexico is a beautiful environment. I think getting to the more unquantifiable things, Mexico, you just feel
what you mean, right?
really nice vibe and energy. I find like even Mexico City, sometimes it gets bad press, but in my time living there, I lived there 5 years. I came from Singapore, where it's meant to be perfect, meant to be super safe, meant to be super clean. People ask me, what are you doing here? like Mexico City, are you crazy? It's a crazy city. But to me, I felt the energy was lovely. I felt the people were just wonderful, delightful, happy all the time. I felt it was so easy to make friends and form connections in Mexico City, where
Yeah.
so that was absolutely delightful. So to answer your question, moving to Miami, it's been quite different, but at the same time positive. Miami is full of Latinos as well. So there's a lot of Cubans, a lot of Colombians, a lot of Brazilians, Venezuelans. People jokingly call Miami the capital of Latin America. So yeah, moving from Mexico to Miami with my Mexican wife was actually quite nice because we could
Natural,
speak
right?
yeah, we could speak Spanish to most people. Your Uber driver is speaking Spanish. Your mesero, your waiter is speaking Spanish. Um, in
But
fact,
you and your wife converse. You speak in English or Spanish?
no, we speak in. So the problem is when I moved to Mexico and when I met my wife, my Spanish was poor because I just started to learn it. So we started our relationship in English, right? And that just became the I guess the default language of our relationship. And today, whilst I speak fluent Spanish, it's kind of sometimes I tell her, "Hey, let's speak in Spanish," and she says, "Nah, that's just weird."
Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
became weird. Like, yeah, I mean, but her English is completely fluent, right?
My wife, because she grew up in a state called Monterrey, or a city called Monterrey, and she had the luxury of going to a international school where English was like first language. So she speaks perfect Spanish, but she speaks perfect English as well.
Yeah, they're like all our friends that went to private schools. Their English is generally a notch better than the others that went just to public
Do
school.
you really think it's that the English is better, or it's more of like a almost like a mentality thing, right? That kind of just gives like I mean, when we talk about someone who goes to a private school versus a public school, right? It's like it's almost like a like a different kind of mentality, Like,
I mean, but she also lived in the north, so it's nearer to the U.S. and a lot of them also already speak more English over there, I think.
oh yeah, that for sure, yeah. But yeah. But what I mean is like when you talk about what you mentioned, like private school or someone, or even in Singapore, like for us, for example, we think about like
It's a private school.
private school would be like the international schools, right?
Oh,
The
yeah.
American schools or something.
Yeah.
And
UWC.
right, and what would be the
Yeah,
difference?
UWC.
Yeah, UWC or AIC as well, or I don't know.
Which
AIW or
secondary
something.
school do you go to?
I went to a school called Tanjung Katong Secondary School.
Oh yeah, we know Tanjung Katong.
East side, man.
Like, represent, bro.
Yeah,
It's like represent.
it's like yeah.
Yeah, you've definitely gotten like people asking you, "Oh, which part of Singapore are you from?" Right? And then
Over here, no. Over here, no. It's rare that I find a Singaporean person in Miami. In fact, I don't know anyone. There's a community of Singaporeans in Florida. I joined a Facebook group and all that, and sometimes
Okay.
people post like
diaries.
there's gonna be a Singaporean food fair, but it's always in Orlando, Florida. No one's in Miami, so that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, so basically it's like Singapore. Like when you were here, we could count off the number of Singaporeans in Mexico City like in our hand.
Yeah.
Like and
Right.
yeah, the same shit. Like there's no Singaporeans.
Hey, didn't we meet in the Singaporean restaurant, guys? That's where we met.
We met, yes.
We were
Shout out to
enjoying a plate of chicken rice, and then I heard, "Hey, don't lah, come on lah." And then I was like,
Yeah, the
Singapore,
accent.
yeah.
I hear Singaporean accent, Singlish.
Yeah, we were sitting right next to each other. How can we miss? It's not possible. You hear the accent, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Singaporean.
That's it.
A couple of times. Once we in the metro, also same thing. Like we just heard like a couple talking, and just like immediately you can tell
Yeah,
Singaporean. In fact, we just like Singaporean.
Let's go here. Yes.
Radar is on.
We talk, they talk, then we look at each other and they're like, Singaporeans. Yeah, but Malaysians still have the same accent, more or less.
Very similar. Very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I mean, like you and Isaac are both Punjabi.
Yeah.
So like definitely you will have more similar accent, but I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not
definitely,
necessary,
right?
like, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, like that again goes back to that point, that whole thing about like, okay, so for us, using us as an example, Singaporeans or people who like us, we went to school, and then we know people who went to like the international schools, right? So what exactly is the difference between the two? You know,
I mean, here in Mexico, like what we've noticed is the level of English teachers that they had. That's what they complained to us about. Like the public schools, they don't really care that much. They didn't really put that much effort in the English. But in the private schools, they focused on teaching English properly.
Yeah, they even gave them like we know a few good friends of ours also, like who actually had this curriculum like different from the other Mexicans, where our friends actually studied English almost as much as Spanish. So you know, and their command of English right now is completely different.
Right, and Simmer, your Spanish is like completely fluent right now.
Oh, so
Yeah, look, I think with language you can always just get better and better, right? So I hesitate when somebody asks me that question. I think, look, it's fluent, and it's getting broadened now. So I learned most of my Spanish while living in Mexico, right? But now living in Miami, I'm getting exposure with different accents. So I work with people from Guatemala, Colombia, El Salvador, and have exposure to people around here from Cuba and things like that. So I think my general appreciation of the or general handle of the Spanish language is just getting maybe better and better slowly, but getting better and better. So fluent. You can say.
Yeah, like a process, no? Right? Yeah.
Yeah. As you guys as well, no? You probably started off learning Spanish in Mexico, and
Yes.
by this point you've lived out of Singapore, and you've lived in Mexico what, 6, 7, 8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You at this stage as well as fluent. I think as foreigners, when you know.
was that a cat that entered the room?
Yo, it's my cat, man. Would you like to meet my cat?
Yes, please. Come on.
Really? Would you really like to meet my cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll grab him.
Why not? Yes. So many interesting things that we're talking about here, no? And this yeah, like.
Yeah, and so Simmer, if you can still hear us, did you go to school for Spanish or you just spoke with people?
Oh.
Hi,
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Kimi. Oh, he's bigger.
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
He's
He's pretty big.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's gonna turn 1 this weekend. His name is Mosho, like hermoso. Mosho.
What do you do, Mosho? Shout out.
So beautiful. Hi, Mosho. Say hello to Celestine and Isaac.
Ladies and
everyone on
gentlemen,
that foreign show.
here today on that foreign
Hi,
show, we have
everyone on that foreign show. Hello. My name is Mosho.
Did you get most of there in Miami?
Yeah. Mosho is a Miami cat.
oh man, okay, yeah. Pretty
He's
huge,
talking
man.
from a shelter over here. Yeah, he was this small when we got him like 8 months ago. He's 4 months old, and then I guess we fed him way too much.
Pretty huge now. Yeah.
Kids are the best.
He's a big boy. Yeah. Hey, speaking of black cats, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting because my wife is a big cat person. I never considered myself to be a cat person, right?
Right.
I just never had much exposure to them. I thought I like dogs. So she said, I want to get a cat. I want to get a cat. So then, wives at the end of the day, they dictate everything, right? So I said, okay, fine. We just got to embrace, right? So one day I said, okay, fine.
It's supposed to be that way. We create it for you. The husband is supposed to serve the wife. And that's why we're stronger, right?
Thank you.
So anyway, keep going. Just shout out to husbands out there.
So then we decided, okay, fine, let's go and get the cat. So we go and get the cat, right? We go to an adoption center. The adoption center does not have many cats. In fact, it only had one animal, one kitten. And then when we arrived to the place, it was a black cat, right? Black kitten. And to be honest with you, my missus and I, we both look at one another, and we both thought that we would get like a I don't know, a standard like orange cat or something like that. We didn't think that we would get a black cat, you know. And then the truth of the matter is that we were confronted. Both of us were confronted with a prejudice towards a black cat.
Wow.
And why, right? So I'm a guy I don't consider myself to be prejudiced. I consider myself to be pretty rational, you know. And then so I started to think, why is this prejudice, right? Then I thought maybe Sabrina the Teenage Witch, maybe those superstitions about, oh, black cat has passed the road, so you should not cross it, otherwise your life will be cursed.
Yeah, whatever.
So then both of us, without verbalizing it, both of us were going through this exact same thing. Although I'm from Singapore and my wife is from Mexico, we realized that we had the same prejudice towards black cats.
Crazy. Wow.
And I think it was very necessary for both of us to confront that prejudice and destroy it. And we adopted Mojo.
I mean, it's not actually just a Western superstition. Like, you know, we always hear the saying like black cats and with witches or something. We hear that that's a Western superstition. But then like also in Asia, like I've heard like Indian friends and their moms saying that, you know, like cats take energy. So you like they see it in two ways. Like I've seen people saying in a positive way, like they absorb the negative energy from you. So that's like the positive way, but like the negative way is like that they attract the negative energy. So black cats have some name in the
there's definitely something going on, right? Like this conversation we've had many times with different friends and owners as well. Like communication with a cat. Like, okay, you know, they say, okay, this is what they say, right? That if you have a cat, you live with a cat, after a while you realize that, hey, the communication that you're having with this animal is almost psychological, mental, on that kind of realm, right? In the sense that my friend says sometimes, I mean, this could be his reading of the cat's body language, right? But they communicate, and it's almost a kind of the conclusion that we came to, and this is our own personal kind of opinion, right? We're not suggesting anything. What we realize is that cats they almost are able to kind of communicate an idea to you by seeing what kind of thoughts you are engaged in, and almost kind of influencing certain thoughts and influencing certain thoughts in you, right? Like, for example, if every time it comes to the door, you have a certain reaction. So it knows that, okay, the kind of thoughts.
So you're saying the cat is the master, right?
No, in that sense, the communication is two ways, you know? And that's why we psychological in the sense that the cat kind of influences your thought and uses that to kind of communicate, like, I need to go outside. And this is speaking with Miko, you know? like you're saying, because he's a cat owner and stuff. And I think that there's a vibe of truth to that. Very different to like dogs, for example, you know? Like dogs are like very emotional, very kind of like their communication is almost very physical, right? It's a very physical thing. But cats, it's like the physical part is like a deeper thing, you know, like once they, you know.
So, yeah, like I love talking about cats, like, but like since we don't have so much time left, so I would like to get back to asking about like, you know, like definitely we always get into this like on the show, but like how do you feel moving and being you know, like a citizen of the world right now? Like how do you feel you have grown?
Oh wow, Well, backing it up, how do I feel about being a citizen of the world? I love it. I love it. I think the world is such a vast and beautiful place, and I think we human beings sometimes do not give ourselves or this world justice by being trapped in small geographical areas. Now, for me, for example, I'm from Singapore, like yourselves. Tiny place, tiny place. If you look at the world map, you would have to zoom, 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 and find this place. I used to ride a bicycle. I could ride around the island in 6 hours. That's a tiny place, right? Um, there's a lot more to that. So for me, it was very important that I got out of that what I considered to be a bubble and experience something different. And Mexico was very important for me in that way. It was a place that was very far away, very different, different languages spoken, culture completely different. That said, culture also kind of similar, but that's a story for another time. Now, your second question was how have I grown? Was that your question, Celestine?
Yeah, like you can explore like from Singapore to Mexico and Mexico to Miami, which is the theme of today's show. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's good to know that also. Like I mean, yes, the starting point you mentioned, and then yeah, I know. Like, yeah, go
Right.
ahead, please.
Yeah. So I mean, how have I grown? I think for me, coming from the background that I come from, you live with your family, you live with your parents until you get married. Pretty much, that was the environment that I came from. For me, leaving that kind of nest of my parents and then exploring the world, Mexico, Miami, and being away from them and the way they kind of operated, the way my community kind of operated. I think that itself opened my mind a lot. Uh,
Absolutely good points, like right there. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
you
So
have that construct and you reset and you see things from that space, from the empty space. Yeah?
exactly, that's exactly right. And I think while you can attempt to grow in certain ways while you're immersed in that environment, sometimes it's difficult. You need to kind of take a step back, or you need to be a bit distant from it, and then I think it's easier to kind of grow and expand your mind. So that's what I experienced anyway. I saw things from a distance, and I was able to kind of just disattach myself from or rather just grow. I give you a very personal example.
Yeah, please.
For me, something that I found very important in my life is reflection, right? um, if I can say something, my name Simmer means to meditate, to contemplate. Okay. I
Well,
think uh,
in Hindi is
in
that in
Punjabi.
Hindi? Punjabi.
Yeah. And I think I was only really able to do that when or properly, at least it helped when I moved out of Singapore. And one of the tools that I really enjoyed exploring was psychotherapy. And I know this is not expected, but psychotherapy is something that, I think has really opened a new world for me, because through engaging a professional, I was able to dig deeper into my own psychology and understand myself better and why I'm kind of here for. So I think while
Existential stuff.
I'm sorry,
Existential stuff.
no, not even existential stuff, just not even getting into that whole craziness, just understanding why I think the way I do, why I react to certain things in the way I do. Is there something there? Is there something from my experiences in the past that was there? And that was something that I think coming out of the Singaporean environment allowed me to do, because even the access to something like psychotherapy in Singapore is not really there, because it's something that is really stigmatized. It's thought of in an incorrect way, in my opinion. People think
Yeah, yeah.
psychotherapist, you okay or not? your mind okay or not? You crazy, yeah.
Like
Right?
Singapore has like some stigmas in all areas, you know, like even in singing, like for
Every
example,
area.
it's always known that if you can sing, you don't go to class. So you come to Mexico and like all the singers here go to class, and I've never been to classes before.
Right. And living in that environment where that's the norm of how you think, then you think that's normal. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, Celestine, but you sing, you spent most of your time singing. That means you're kind of stupid in class. But we know now that that's not the truth. Being away from that environment,
Away from the environment, yeah.
I've been exposed to different people who have fed me with different data and ideas that now I'm able to think for myself and say, I'm unlearning some of those patterns, you know.
I mean, yes, it rings so true what you're saying. There's a simple example would be like the whole arts and science. What do you choose to study as a student, and all the kind of stigma that comes with that. We know, right, as students, like if you're doing arts, you know, and then there's the whole like, or if you want to get if you want to be a professional and you want to be a professional soon, and you want to be a high paid professional. These are the things that you need to study. You know, that whole spectrum, you know, of this usual way of thinking. Yeah, these boxes, bro.
Right. And
when you're away, it kind of gives you freedom to
and I
look.
must say, it just does not apply to us being from Singapore and we get out. It would apply equally to an American person who gets out into the world and experiences life in another place.
It's not personal to the countries. It's like it's
No.
just about like resetting the realities that you have been fed, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
That is a
we are
point
like,
so great that we should repeat the point, and then I know we're out of time, and it's a beautiful thing to kind of end the show on. You know, like
yeah.
Yeah.
But I also want to ask Simmer, like, when are you coming back to Mexico? Hangouts.
Yeah, well, ASAP, huh? I have a plan in July, actually, or June or July. So definitely hit you guys up.
come on down.
yeah. Like definitely, like and the other time we met you was too short.
Yeah, that was
So
It's in and out, right?
when
That
you
time.
come back, let us know, and then we can do
Yeah, do some.
Go
Of
party.
course. I'll give you guys a call after that foreign show so we can catch up.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, like I think we have to end off already.
Yes, sir.
From production. So yeah.
So, brother man, just any closing words that you wanna share, and especially with regards to this last point that we're talking about, that when you change your environment or just change something that you've been kind of doing for a while, it kind of gives you fresh perspective, right? Like what would you say about that to our viewers?
I have no wise words there, Isaac. Yeah, I think the only thing I would say to people who are maybe tuning in here is go and experience something different. It's worth it. The world is vast, it's abundant, and there's a lot out there. Go and enjoy it.
Love that. Words of wisdom.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
No wisdom. Thank you, guys.
Enjoy your
Thank you
lives,
very
and, right?
So we're signing out. I'm Celestine Angel.
I'm Isaac Rakesh.
We have Simran Narulla with us, and we are here activating your senses.
Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. It's been awesome. I'm Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all.
Entrando por tus oídos hasta llegar al centro de tus emociones, ADR Networks está en este momento
activando tus sentidos.
That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show.